I don't know what happened to the audio at the first part of this video. There was such good stuff said in the first part that I didn't want to just toss it. I had to steal the audio from the second camera because I had the mics hooked up, but absolutely no audio recorded. I don't know why, but hang in there because it gets better. It's only like the first few minutes, and after that, it improves. So enjoy. Hey.
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 Hi.
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 Hi. You have big hands. Look at the size of your hands. Big hands. See? He is officially back. Back in the saddle.
Depends on how you do your taxes each year. You can take the standard deduction, which a lot of people do. If you do that, it's much simpler to do your taxes, your income tax return. But what you lose by filing the standard deduction is a tax benefit that the IRS allows. It's called per diem. Drivers get it's $59 a day per diem because you're away from home. And so you figure how many days over the course of a year that you're away from home, out driving over the road. You get a huge tax deduction. Now, you can only claim 80% of that. That's the deduction. So if it's $59 a day times 80% times, say, 300 days, that's a huge tax deduction.
Yeah, it's very helpful. And
so instead of the standard deduction, which for us married filing jointly, it was $12,000 last year. So I use TurboTax, so I can I do my tax return with the standard deduction, and then I do it again with this last year I did it with the per diem deduction, and instead of $12,000, we were allowed that was a difference of $12,000
That's a
for
big
us.
deal.
So I highly recommend it, but you have to have a residence.
Right.
It has to be, it can't be a mailbox, one of those rental mailboxes. You have to be,
Has to be a physical residence.
the way that the IRS looks at it is, it has to be, you have to have a home to be away from. A lot of people live on their truck. They call the truck home, and that's fine, but you can't, legally, you can't use that per diem deduction if that's your living arrangement. So that's why you have to have an address that's a residence.
Right.
We had an interesting day in Denver. Laundry's done. It's a big pile of laundry.
We were going to be naked.
Yeah, and we do so much video, we thought we want people to keep watching our channel, so we did the laundry. We went back this morning to Conway Freight in Denver to get an empty. So went to the fuel island there at Conway Freight to get fuel, and I'm over to have a machine where you put in, your truck number and your mileage and your employee number and all that, and I'm pecking away on the little keypad, and there's a Conway Freight driver in the next lane over, and I can see him there. I'm just not paying any attention. He goes, "Hey, you're on YouTube, aren't you? You're Jay." And I was like, I looked over, I was like, "What?" I started laughing. I said, "Are you serious?" He said, "Yeah, I watch you guys on YouTube all the time." And we started talking, but I couldn't believe it. That was twice in 2 days.
2 days.
Yeah.
We were walking across the pilot, and Dave.
Yeah, the pilot.
Yeah.
Now the Conway driver.
So Jay tells me about this morning, and he goes, "Man,
I'm gonna have to start wearing a disguise everywhere I go. People recognize me. It's kind of spooky."
Are you scared?
No, it's just it's kind of like
You don't blend in. You don't.
I'm not invisible anymore.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But that's the point.
Yeah, I like being invisible. So when you watch the videos, look at her. Don't look at me.
See, this is actually a revelation to me because I didn't know he liked to be invisible.
Sure, it's really sweet, benefit in life.
It is.
Be not noticed. Yeah.
Tell me why. What is the sweet benefit? You can get away with stuff.
No, it's just being invisible. It's cool. Not invisible anymore. No, that's a little scary. A little frightening.
That's good. This is growth. This personal growth.
No, it isn't. It's YouTube exposure. That's all it is. It's like an invasion of my privacy. See, on video, it's like we can do this when we want to.
Right.
But when you're out in the world, it's not necessarily when you want to. It's just, hey, I know you from YouTube. It's like, So, I don't know. So I really have to start watching myself, how I behave. And, you know what I mean? Like, I can't, I have to smile and pay attention to what, people, what's going on around me. And I don't know. What if I'm having a bad day and someone says, "Oh, you know what? I know you're on YouTube, and I'm not going to watch your channel anymore because you're a butthead." You know what I mean? Like, what? I'm just having a bad day. I can't have a bad day.
Just be yourself.
Yeah.
So it's lunchtime. It's hungry. Right.
You're not plugged in the mic anymore.
No?
No one can hear you. Am I plugged in?
Yes.
I'm plugged in. See? This is what I mean. No drama. That's the best. Watching the clouds glide along through the sky, the trees. There's a lot of wind here today. When I was coming up 25 out of Denver, there was a warning about 50 plus mile an hour winds. No light trailers, it said. And the wind was howling. There's a lot of wind. still is, but we're heavy. We're 33,000 pounds, so we're all right. We still have to watch it though.
I want you to share some of your thoughts about this continuing XPO.
Yeah, there are a lot of rumors floating, and you know, we have listened to Conway has the Your Voices Heard call that they do once a month, which we've been on regularly, and they've addressed different things having to do with XPO and this merger, and what they've said is nothing is going to change through 2016. That much we know, you know, they know for sure. So I mean, Conway is a great company. XPO has you know, is also considered a great company, and they've expressed their what is it? They've expressed their intentions to not mess with anything, you know, with Conway. You know, because Conway Truckload is such a good company. There's a lot of things they can learn from it, but they want to implement, you know, XPO wide. But so it's like there's nothing really to be afraid of. I think a lot of people are afraid of change, and because of that, you know, just fear of change makes people are afraid, and then they want to leave. But you know, we got a message today on the Qualcomm, another reminder. The head of operations was saying, here, I'm going to read this. This is from John Jameson. He's the head of operations at Conway and sent this out fleet-wide. Says, this is a personal message from me. XPO has shown they care. Now, I know there are lots of rumors and uncertainty, but you drivers are priceless in today's economy. So you do not need to worry about your jobs. You will always have employment options. Please see what happens here. There's no need to give up your seniority and bonus. Yet. He says yet. It's like everything's going good. Don't jump ship. Not yet. Everything's cool. Okay. So he says, then my personal thoughts, John Jameson. So there's no reason to jump ship. Everything is just the way it has been. There is, I think one of the things that got people riled up was it had to do with something in the media about XPO selling off Conway Truckload, and you know, that they bought Conway because XPO was in the LTL business and they wanted Conway Freight, and then that there were, so they didn't want Truckload, they're going to sell off Conway Truckload, but they still own Conway Truckload. It hasn't been sold. Whether they can sell it or not is a whole nother thing. There's something having to do with, I mean, there's a lot of things up in the air. So
but nothing has changed.
Nothing has changed.
And that's the key.
You know, right now a lot of this is kind of like rumor.
Yeah.
You know, you hear so many things. It has, so, you know, sit tight. There's no reason to leave or do anything until something changes, and when it does, you know, we have lots of options. All of us as drivers, there are lots of options. So don't throw yourself under the bus,
right,
you know, and get yourself in a worse situation just because of rumors and fear. Sit tight and just go with the flow. Everything's great right now, and as long as it continues to be, you know, you're in a good place. It's a good place to be. Conway has been so good for us, to us. It's a great company. Conway, it's like, I don't want to go anywhere else. And as long as XPO continues to treat us the same, you know, or as well, then there's no reason to go anywhere else. I have picked up an additional $1,000 bonus, which because since XPO has come into the picture, which was, you know, is new. So between the two of us, we each get an extra $1,000 bonus just by sitting tight, you know, and not each, 1,000 each, that's $2,000. Just see, there's a lot of good reasons to stay. I can learn to love XPO if that's what it says on the side of the truck. You know, it might take me a little while to get used to it, but
it's the
you know,
people
It really is. It's about the people and how they treat us, and how we're treated and taken care of. And as long as it stays that way, we're going to stay put.
Yeah.
If things go south, then we can decide what are we going to do. Yeah, negativity is the easiest thing possible.
It is.
It doesn't take any effort at all. Negativity comes naturally. It is the easiest way to go, way to be.
Yeah.
And so when negativity starts being talked up and circulated, it's just very easy to grab onto and think it's real. It takes like a conscious effort to not yield to that influence.
Right.
And if you don't, first of all, your life and your well-being and your livelihood are all going to be so much better off. Change is scary to some people, but it also, growth means change. You cannot stay the same and grow. Right. It's just a law of nature. Growth brings change, but it means bigger, better things.
Just like being recognized twice in one day by people you've never met because of a YouTube channel, that's change.
It is. It is. It scared me. It was scary. No, actually, it was kind of cool. It was. It was like, a driver comes walking from across the lot from another Conway truck. And he's wearing a shirt that says Conway on it. And it says, "I know you guys from YouTube. You're Andrea and Jay." It's like, that's cool. It's like, yeah. And then again today, it's cool.
It is cool.
Yeah. So,
that's our trucking family.
Yeah, it is. You guys are our trucking family. And this is our trucking life. We love it. We're glad we get to share it. And share our thoughts and our ramblings and babblings and
Yeah.
our silliness and all of it. Yeah. I don't think there's a trucking company out there that doesn't need drivers.
True.
But when you choose Conway,
Get a lot in return.
you do.
It's a win-win
Yes.
situation because you'll be with a great company in a great situation, a great job.
Yeah.
And we have gotten to refer other people to Conway, and it's very exciting.
Yeah, and
It's
they're really-
exciting to watch them come through the
Yeah.
process.
They have come through, and when they had options to go different places.
Yes, come to work for Conway. Let us be your referrer. If you don't have someone else referring you, then just mention us, and we will be there for you every step of the way. If you have questions, you can call on us.
And to help us save up for a down payment on our dream truck.
That's right. So
Yeah.
you can help us get our truck if you
Which
want.
is-
If you want a job.
All possibilities.
It has been such a pleasure spending this time with you on our break, and lunch is just about ready. I did go with the 10-minute pasta.
Oh, yay! Okay,
Yeah. Bye. Bye for now.
it's chow time. Adios, amigos. We're hungry. We're really,
I'm so hungry.
fierce hungry.